Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Thursday's Market Situation Report. Your SITREP here at Top Gun Options. Man, what an absolute crazy week it has been to date, and it ain't over yet, folks. We still have a day and a half-ish of trading. Looks like we're probably maybe going to get back up to this 50-day moving average and go through it, and then we're heading lower. How do I know that? Past performance isn't an indication of future results. However, take a look at what happened last time we had a Trump trade freakout. We absolutely imploded, had a dead cat bounce, short squeeze up through the 50, and then we imploded all the way through the 200-day moving average, and Jerome Powell and the Federal Reserve stepped in to save capitalism, and then we had this Fed rally, Trump trade freakout, and does this look familiar? It's a lot more violent than this one. Implosion, good, implosion. We have super implosion, super good. Do you just think we're going to have super good? The answer is no, and I'm going to tell you why. First, let's get uber strategic. I was going to get on my soapbox for a couple of minutes. This is nuts. This red flag crap that everybody's talking about. What a ridiculous! Did everybody see? What's it called? Minority Report with Tom Cruise. Is that the society we're getting to? Like the Department of Pre-Crime, like red flags. I get certain red flags, but look at what's happened in the past 48 hours. Man goes on 2-hour stabbing rampage in Southern California. 4 dead, 2 wounded. Man stabs wife to death in front of horrified patrons at a New York City salon. When are we going to call for common sense knife control? I'm obviously being sarcastic, folks, but that's the point, ladies and gentlemen. A gun, a knife, a dump truck. In Nice, France, a couple years ago, an ISIS piece of shit grabbed a dump truck and plowed through a crowd and killed 81 people and maimed hundreds others. A dump truck, a gun, a knife are inanimate objects. When dump trucks, knives, and guns get up and start running around and killing people, that's when I'll freak the hell out. Until then, stop with this crap. You know why I'm really annoyed at the red flag things? Do your job, government. The shooter up the street from here, down the street, out at Parkland, what, the cops went to his house countless times. He was voted like most likely to shoot up the school. Everybody knew. The red flags are already existing. You start getting red flaggier, right? Guess what happens? You don't believe in 5,202 generals? Red flag. You're a white male? Red flag. Oh, guess what? You're a veteran. You suffer from a little PTSD? That's a red flag. Are you kidding me? Veterans with small arms training, top secret clearances, they're not going to be able to get handguns because maybe they sought treatment for what this country made them do? Somebody tell me when the last time a vet went and shot up a place. Actually, it's the vets that stop the shooting or run and save the people. So don't give me this red flag bullshit. Speaking of what's going on around the globe, does everybody see what's going on in Hong Kong? What happened the other day? There's people running around with American flags. I saw a couple people holding signs that said, "We need our own Second Amendment." Are you kidding me, folks? So there's people running around in other parts of the country being put down by the government, begging to be like us to be able to protect themselves of the government. Do not start giving up your free. Remember, folks, the Bill of Rights is not a list of suggestions, man. We sought to limit our government's power. There are certain things that you get from your creator, folks, that the government can't take away. And one of them is the right to self-defense and to protect yourself, especially from the government. Do not let this knee-jerk reaction take away some of your freedoms, folks. Shootings are horrific. Go after the shooters, right? And to date, most of these shooters have been well known. And drop the politics, folks. The media is focused solely on the El Paso shooter. Why? Because he's a right-wing extremist that didn't like immigrants. And you're not paying attention to the Dayton shooter, who was a left-wing Antifa liberal that loved Sanders and Warren. Do I blame Sanders and Warren for him shooting? No, of course I don't. Does everybody who's stupid blame Trump for El Paso? Yeah. And that's why they lose, folks, because average, normal Americans that don't answer polls, who are in flyover states, sit there and go, okay, this rhetoric's ridiculous. Anyway, speaking of Hong Kong, evidence of CIA meeting Hong Kong protest leaders. Ooh boy. China summons U.S. diplomats over this video. This is not good. So one of the official or unofficial Twitter accounts from China is more or less showing pictures of U.S. State Department and potential CIA people meeting with Hong Kong protesters. That's not good, folks. When China can go, see, look what's going on in Hong Kong. It's not our dear comrades in Hong Kong, because they would never rebel against the government because we'd kill them. It's the evil American CIA. Oh boy. So this gives them more carte blanche to start cracking more heads in Hong Kong because it's the CIA that's doing it. Donald Trump was an absolute coward when he said, I have nothing really to say about Hong Kong. It's China. They own it, as you know, and that's between them. Not sticking up for people who are protesting for democracy and against a tyrannical government because you want a trade deal is being a coward, Mr. President. Fix it. Because if they steamroll into Hong Kong without you condemning it, they're going into Taiwan. And in case you didn't get weren't paying attention when the Secretary of Defense briefed you, we have a Defense of Taiwan agreement. You ready to go to war since you didn't do anything or say anything about Hong Kong? I'm not. China exports stage surprising turnaround in face of U.S. trade battle. What's the key word in this headline? Surprise! Yeah, okay. You know as well as I do, China fudges all of their macroeconomic data. I think the United States does as well, but that's a separate conversation. Chinese exports stage a surprising turnaround in face of U.S. trade battle. Oh, that's interesting. I don't believe it. If it's a day of the week that ends in Y, it's a day of the week when the president is absolutely excoriating the Fed. Again, getting up at the crack of dawn, the president grabs his cell phone and rips apart our Federal Reserve. As your president, one would think I would be thrilled with our very strong dollar. I am not. Larry Kudlow, here's your Greyhound bus driven by Donald Trump that just ran you over. A couple of weeks ago on CNBC, Larry Kudlow said the president loves a strong dollar. He's proud. The president has to support that. As your president, one would think, and put Larry Kudlow. Larry Kudlow would think I'd be thrilled with our strong dollar. I'm not. Oof. The Fed's high interest rate level in comparison to other countries is keeping the dollar high while making it more difficult for our great manufacturers like Caterpillar, Boeing, Deere, and our car companies and others to compete on a level playing field. The Fed has called it wrong every step of the way, and we are still winning. Can you imagine what would happen if they called it right? Poor Jerome Powell and the Fed, folks. We are going to see a massive rate cut in September, and the Fed is boxed into a corner. Jerome Powell should have stuck with his guns in October, November, December when he said to raise interest rates. You guys know how I feel. Jerome Powell looked like a moron last week, searching for a reason that he cut interest rates, and now he's going to look even more worse. So this is a snapback rally, folks. What did I tell you yesterday? This is a binary choice the market's either going to make. These moving averages are magnets, the 50-day and the 200-day. We're either going to get pulled up to the 50 or pulled down to the 200. Here's what happened. Short squeeze up to the 50. Between yesterday and today, did anything fundamentally change? No. If anything, things have gotten worse. The United States Department issued a travel warning about Hong Kong. You know what that means? That might not mean anything to you, but if you're an executive, my brother runs one of the largest chemical companies in the world. He's not allowed to travel to countries that have travel warnings. Why? There's insurance issues, man. CEO gets killed, kidnapped, clipped. So this is going to impact global business, folks. So things are getting worse over there. Turns out Iran is doing what? Iran is jamming GPS navigation systems in the Gulf to get them to wander into Iranian waters. So now they're setting up tankers to just sail right through Iranian waters so they can seize them. So things have gotten better since yesterday and today. All clear. Folks, this is a trading market, man. Matter of fact, we just got done. Analyze your trade. Check out our volatility trades, man. We're up $2,000 this week in our volatility trades. Love, love, love. I just legged into a weekly iron condor on VXX. Today we're up $1,200. Right? Our emergency disaster puts are going out worthless, but we needed those, folks, because it was just about even money that the market was going to go down to this 200, that it goes up to the 50. I absolutely think you can cut May to June and paste it right here, August to September. I think we're going to go through the 50 a little bit, and then we're going to implode. Things have gotten worse, folks. They haven't gotten better. Recession odds increase as economists cut growth estimates. The Wall Street Journal, the paper of record for Wall Street, came out today. A Navarro recession. Peter Navarro, man. Jesus. This guy's getting hammered. Morgan Stanley, Nomura, what did they say today? This rebound today is a bump in the road on the way down, predicting a layman-like drop. I absolutely agree with this, folks. This rebound today is supported by people who are buying the dip and technical positioning by who? Speculative traders. It's bound to be short-lived as market sentiment continues to deteriorate, folks. People are calling for recession in 9 months. Morgan Stanley. Listen to this. We see the rebound in U.S. stocks as a mere technical rally that looks no more than like a bump in the road on the way down. We think the market is likely to resist further downside thanks to a combination of bargain hunting by fundamental-oriented investors and who? Contrarian buyers by ultra-short-term traders through when? Next Thursday. What do they say? That's very long for what I just said. We're going to go up to the 50, hang out like we did here, and implode. So I have bought some volatility puts. I'm long volatility. I'm dog fighting volatility right now, and we're having a blast doing it. Twitter. I've lost 2 Twitter accounts. I've lost my Facebook account. I'm down to Instagram, and that's it. Why? Because of limousine liberal piece of shit tech companies. Today, folks, Twitter locked out Mitch McConnell. The man is the number, 3, 4 person in the chain of command in our country. He's the Speaker of the Senate. Somebody with purple hair, nipple, and nose rings locked his Twitter account for allegedly violating threats policy. Did you see the ad? Absolutely not. But kind of like me losing my Facebook account because of hate speech. Apparently, you can't call somebody who's a transsexual a tranny because it's hate speech. Unbelievable. GOP goes to war with Twitter over McConnell campaign. Folks, I warned you about this. When they started getting rid of my Twitter accounts, because what was the one? I said something that somebody didn't like about Barack Hussein Obama. Deleted. Nobody gave a shit when I lose my account, when Candace or what's her name, James Woods or conservatives. Now they're going after heavy hitting. This is your collusion, folks. You want to talk about interference in an election? You're looking at it. But the more these limousine liberal tech companies do this, the more furious people like me get, and it's going to blow up in their face. You think you had a bad week? Warren Buffett getting absolutely obliterated as Kraft imploded today. He essentially owns Kraft. I think him and 3G Capital. So not everybody gets it right all the time, folks. I thought I'd share that. Amazon. Take a look out in your driveway, folks. Here comes a little Scout. Amazon delivery robots are officially on the streets of California. Maybe people in San Francisco can use it as a public urinal. Maybe they'll turn that into a moving bathroom. But the Scout, I predicted this 8 months ago, folks. I said you're going to see drones and driverless. You're going to walk out here, enter a PIN code on this thing. It's going to pop open, and you're going to grab your package. What's driving that thing, folks? Is that just a little tiny human or a midget or a height challenge individual? So I don't want to get charged with hate speech on YouTube. No, folks, it's driverless. What are you going to do with all these people that they're throwing off the lines because machines can box them better? What are going to happen to all the people who aren't going to be driving those Amazon Prime trucks anymore? A lot of interesting stuff going on here, folks. All right, man, I got to get going. Great day. We had an interesting week. We're dogfighting volatility. Like I said, I'm short volatility. We have the 29.5 bear call spread out to Friday. That was up. It's $1,900. It's going to expire most likely tomorrow for $2,400 profit. Then I just put on a bull put spread as well out to tomorrow. So a weekly options iron condor, and then we legged into an iron condor on EWZ, the iShares Brazilian ETF. That is looking good as well. Nice rebound out of the EWZ. Last week, their central bank cut bigger than expected and signaled more, and now we're getting a nice rebound in EWZ. So like I said, we're having a lot of fun here at Top Gun Options. Hopefully you are too. If you're not, you should have signed up, Monday or Tuesday with our joint weekly options and primary live trade brief promo. That's what it was. It was a short promo. We're full, and we, as we told a couple of people yesterday and one guy today, we're full, folks. So maybe in September, we might have some more slots to open up to the overall public. Okay, I got to get going. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll be back with Friday's market wrap up tomorrow. God bless. We'll see you.